Our journey to Jubilee Tower begins on the slopes of Moel Fammau, where a well-trodden path leads upwards to the summit. The hills we see today are mere shadows of their former selves, having been worn down over the eons by the action of ice, rain and wind along the length of the Vale of Clwyd Fault, and glaciers cut out the combes and valleys through which our modern roads now pass. Regarding the name of this most prominent hill, which stands 1,820 feet tall above sea level, traveller and novelist George Borrow, writing in the 1850s, recalled, "As I stood gazing upon the hills from a wall, a ragged man came up and asked for charity. 'Can you tell me the name of that hill?' said I, pointing. 'That hill, sir,' said the beggar, 'is called Moel Fammau. I ought to know, as I was born at its foot.' Moel Fammau, the Mother's Mountain, the ladies in question being of divine maters once worshipped by the Celts, especially in Gaul. In Celtic mythology, fairies and goddesses were called mothers, hence Mother's Mountain, the mountain where the fairies live." And we've reached Jubilee Tower. Follow me in, let's have a look. Today, Jubilee Tower stands in ruin, although visitors come here in their thousands every year to catch a moment of the mysterious history of Jubilee Tower. Around 3,500 years ago, the slopes of Moel Fammau were used as sacred burial grounds by the people of Middle and Late Bronze Age, the Beaker people, who succeeded the Neolithic tribes. Indeed, for thousands of years, trade routes have followed the passes between the Clwydian hills, and many ancient tribes have lived on the mountain slopes, above the groves of oak and hazel that formerly grew there in great profusion. In later centuries, the Roman occupants of Diva traded with local tribes for the lead which occurs abundantly in the limestone of the Clwydian hills. Jubilee Tower on top of Moel Fammau was built in 1810 to commemorate the 50th year of the reign of George III and was designed by the architect Thomas Harrison. When the tower's foundation stone was laid by Lord Kenyon on the 25th of October 1810, around 5,000 people made the arduous walk to the summit to attend the ceremony, and commemorative sermons were preached at Mold and Rithin before the clergy and gentry rode to the top on horseback, attended by musicians and beautiful women. Alas, the 115-foot high tower collapsed during a great storm, some say an earthquake, on the 1st of November 1862, and although half-hearted rebuilding attempts were made in 1863 and 1887, the tower has ever since been a ruin. This is also a very haunted Jubilee Tower. There is a story of two people, a young couple from Flint, who visited this tower and saw a ghost. It was no ordinary ghost, but a young girl in a blue dress. And as they approached the tower, she disappeared, just like an apparition. But ghosts, they're not real, are they? Wait, what's happening? Jubilee Tower holds another secret too, a secret that thousands of visitors miss every year when they reach the summit. And this is it, the secret tunnel underneath Jubilee Tower. But what is this tunnel? Nobody really knows. Here it is, down here. Possibly where the kings used to come to hide from the goblins. Or maybe the goblins used to go in to hide from the kings. Let's have a look. Inside, a small, well-made tunnel exists, which extends backwards around 20 feet, where there is an apparent random collapse. But what was this tunnel for, and where did it lead? How many of these annual visitors really know what happened here? How many know of the sacred burial grounds, the Beaker people and the Romans? How many really know of King George III's Jubilee Tower, its hauntings and its secret tunnel? I wonder.
And that's it from Jubilee Tower. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. Until next time.